Hello and welcome to another episode of Useless Information. My name is Darryl Woods down here in the lower left-hand corner, work at Adult Services at Hollywood St. Paul's. And today we're going to be looking at the category of celebrities, and the topic is former teachers. So a whole bunch of these guys fit into the category of former English teachers. So let's take a closer look. As you might imagine, a lot of authors were former English teachers. J.K. Rowling, she taught ESOL in Portugal and then English in Edinburgh. Stephen King, he taught English at Hampton Academy in Maine. George Orwell, author of 1984, taught English at Hawthorne Boys' School in West London and Frey's College in Uxbridge. Robert Frost, famous New Englander, taught poetry and drama at Pinkerton Academy in Derry, New Hampshire. And, of course, we've got Dan Brown, who taught English and Spanish at Phillips Exeter Academy, very prestigious school in New Hampshire also. You might not have known that Hugh Jackman was an English teacher at the Uppingham School in Leicester, Britain. And Roberta Flack didn't teach music. She taught English at Farmville, North Carolina. And quite famously, Sting taught English and coached soccer at St. Catherine's Covenant School. And he also taught English at St. Paul's Middle School in Cramlington. Got some interesting names of towns there in Britain. Cramlington. Ezra Koenig, who was the lead singer for Vampire Weekend, was an 8th grade teacher in Brooklyn. And I've actually read some interviews with some of his former students. They thought he was nerdy cool. And Tony Danza's an interesting story, that he decided to become a 10th grade English teacher after his successful career in show business. In fact, there was a television show that kind of followed his exploits in high school in Philadelphia. All right, so that's it for most of our English teachers. Next, we have social studies. Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy. He taught American history, African American studies, and English. So a little bit of English at a low-income charter school in Philadelphia. Interesting enough, both of his parents are teachers, and so that was really kind of his dream, to follow on in his parents' footsteps. Never thought that acting was actually very much in the cards. Next subject is math. We got a couple of musicians here. Art Garfunkel taught math at Litchfield Prep in Connecticut. A little bit before he became successful, Simon Garfunkel, and then again after a successful music career. Brian May, before he was a singer and guitarist, songwriter and guitarist for Queen, a little bit of a singer, taught math at the Stockwell Manor School in London as a degree in astrophysics. PE, couple action stars. Got Sly Stallone. He taught gym and was a dormitory bouncer for an American College of Switzerland, an all-girls boarding school. It must have been crazy. Mr. T was a PE teacher at Lance Dunbar Vocational Career Academy in Chicago before his career as a bouncer that led to his career as an actor. Then we got the subject of various creative arts, starting with John Hamm. He's an actor. He was a drama teacher at St. Burroughs School in St. Louis. One of his pupils was Ellie Kemper. You might know her from The Office, and she also played Kimmy Schmidt. And John Hamm actually had a recurring character on her Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt television show on Netflix. Andy Griffith, before he became an actor, was a music and phonetics teacher at Goldsboro High School in North Carolina. Sheryl Crow was a music teacher at Kellison Elementary School in Missouri. Can you imagine having Sheryl Crow as your music teacher when you were a little kid? That would be crazy. And Brian Ferry was a pottery teacher at Holland Park School in London. Interesting picture here. Maybe I'll have to ask Maya about this composition. Next we have some elementary teachers. And yes, in the bottom left-hand corner there, you do see the demon from Kiss. That's Gene Simmons. And he used to be a 6th grade teacher at PS 75, which is a middle school in Spanish Harlem. John Adams, the 2nd President of the United States, taught at the Central School of Worcester in Massachusetts. Another teacher, Lyndon B. Johnson. He taught at Wellhausen School in Cotulla, Texas. Said he absolutely loved it. Would have been very happy to have just remained a teacher all of his life, he said. Take a look at the demographic of some of his students there. Might tell you why he was so interested in civil rights as a president. So Steve Wozniak, after he was one of the founding partners of Apple, he decided that he should teach computers to 5th graders at an elementary school in Santa Cruz. It happened to be the same elementary school where his daughter was a 5th grader. Not a lot of coincidence there. But then he continued in that facility after she moved on to middle school. Next, we've got some college teachers. You can recognize a few politicians here. Bill Clinton. He taught constitutional law at the University of Arkansas, and also at the University of Arkansas was his wife and future Senator, Secretary of State, who taught criminal law. And Barack Obama taught constitutional law, except for at the University of Chicago Law School. And Maya Angelou, after she became a world-famous poet and author, she taught American Studies at Wake Forest for nearly 30 years. Just a few years prior to her death, she was still teaching. And I thought it might be interesting to include a couple substitute teachers, Billy Crystal and Lin-Manuel Miranda. I can't imagine which one might have been more fun when your regular teacher was out. To see one of these two filling that vacancy would have probably been a little insane, regardless of which one it was. All right, so these are the sources that I use for most of this information. And I would like to thank Maya, who did such a wonderful job of creating these slides, formatting them, adding the images, selecting the images. Maya does a great job. If you enjoyed this, and I hope you did, you'll probably also enjoy Virtual Trivia Night. It happens every Thursday at 8 p.m. You can go to the URL that you see here. Just go to Facebook and type in Virtual Trivia Night. I also want to suggest that you take a look at my other weekly series that is 10 Quick Facts, and that shows up every Tuesday afternoon. So be on the lookout for that. And this has been Useless Information. If you'd like to send me a question, comment, or suggestion, please do so. You can just make a little comment down below, or you can email me to the email address that you see here. Thank you very much, and until next time, bye-bye.